Well, after losing to Tottenham Hotspur, Ten Hag doesn't want to leave out any room for obviously failing. No room for failure under Eric Ten Hag. And guess what? He has gone ahead to obviously add another midfielder that he wants, meaning that it's now a three-man race. Out of the three midfielders, Ten Hag wants two. On Sofian Amrabat, McAllister, and Gravenberch, Eric Ten Hag has gone ahead to obviously put on his other orders. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in on a daily. And we're here to discuss things concerning Sofian Amrabat, Marco Verratti, Gravenberch, Dean Henderson, a boast that can see United get in more money to obviously get in more players, because all what we need is something about people and what we need to do in here onto this channel. And lastly, we are going to have a talk on a very big topic altogether, and it's something concerning a minute, guys. All right. It's a story concerning Eric Ten Hag coming in through and really talking about Anthony. He talks about the collapse of United and the bookings that we got into Tottenham Hotspur, as referring, or as a reference to what we are supposed to be doing as a club of Manchester United. Let's see close to 400 likes much in this video, and let's continue to subscribe because we want to hit 16,000 subscribers before the end of this month. And you know we can hit that milestone because you guys have never gone ahead to betray us. Now, this story came in from France, and why is it credible? It's all about Marco Verratti playing at PSG, and PSG is in France, meaning that L'Equipe from France is really having a very credible source from this. And we are being told that Manchester United and Bayern Munich have expressed interest in recent days for Marco Verratti. Manchester United is in a destination. Manchester United is a destination that's not ruled out. Al Ahly has already agreed personal terms with Verratti and intends to find an agreement with PSG in the coming days. Now, Manchester United has shown their intent to obviously sign two midfielders. And the big question is, do we really need two more midfielders in that midfield? I would say yes. Well, look at the exodus at Man United. Fred, Donny van de Beek, and Scott McTominay. United need in more players. And Eric Ten Hag has decided to choose two more. But on the list, there are three. That shows you that he might be needing an old midfielder who is experienced and a youthful midfielder in Gravenberch. Now, is it all about Verratti, who is 30, and Sofian Amrabat, us picking one? That is really a very huge question for us to ask and answer. But I would like to answer one question that people have gone ahead to obviously front a lot, and it's all about the injury proneness of this man known as Sofian Amrabat. Now, when you look at Sofian Amrabat, last season, that started around September, August in 2022, he had an injury that kept him out for 12 days. Then he kept fit from September to January 10th. That means it was fit for October, November, December, January. Those are 4 months. And he was out for 14 days. Then he got a hip problem on the 10th of February, a month later, and he was out for 2 days, meaning that he missed out on to how many days? Calf injury in September, those were 12 days. Then 14 days in January, those are 26 days, plus 14, those are 40, those are 42 days. And to me, I welcome Marco Verratti. I really welcome him at Man United because I believe him and Casemiro can play together. Verratti can act as a sitting pivot or a defensive pivot in the team of Man United. Then he goes ahead to obviously see Casemiro participate in his box-to-box role. I think what we're having, Verratti and Casemiro, it's something great. But I would prefer to get in two. And I think Ten Hag is aiming to get in two. And Fabrizio Romano also confirmed to us that the moment you'll see this, that United have gone ahead to sell Donny van de Beek and Scott McTominay, they'll be calling in for two midfielders, not one. The only one midfielder they're interested in has been Sofiane Amrabat, if at all everything remains constant as it is. But if at all we see Scott McTominay and Donny van de Beek leave, that's why Ten Hag will go in for these other two midfielders. So, for me, I'll take Verratti. I'll take Verratti. Do you know why? These players who are really 30 have shown us that they can obviously extend their play to 33 years of age, meaning that you can get some good 3 seasons out of Marco Verratti as you wait for Kobe Menu to pick up. He can act as an study for Kobe Menu, and Kobe Menu, by the time he's ready, he'll obviously take over. That is it. But that doesn't take us off from Sofiane Amrabat, and I think the reason as why I've gone ahead to go in for Marco Verratti is that Ten Hag wants in a youthful central midfielder and an experienced midfielder. Youthful Sofiane Amrabat or Gravenberch, and the other experienced Casemiro backup is Verratti. Marco Verratti is a player that is a proven CDM, and if at all you've been following him for a very long time, he has been at PSG for some good years, and he went at PSG in 2014, 2015. You know, those are how many years? That means they're going to have to spend 8 years at PSG, meaning that he was there at the age of 22, and he joined PSG on July 2012. That is how much is going to have to obviously be into this game. Remember, PSG have gone ahead to bring in Manuel Ugarte, and they're trying to revamp their midfield from the old players they've gone ahead to be having to the fresh new talent, all the would-be best players in the field of play. Now, last season, he played 29 games in the league, 0 goals, 0 assists, 10 yellow cards, and 1 red card. That is Marco Verratti for you. He has been playing Champions League football from 2012, ever since he joined this side. And he went ahead to obviously play 7 games and got 4 yellow cards. That is last season. He has gone ahead to play in a Champions League semi-final. He has played in Champions League finale for PSG, where they lost to Bayern Munich. Experience that Erik ten Hag really has, that he really wants, is what this guy really has. But we have a very big hinge into this deal. It's all about his former manager at PSG, that is Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel wants to get rid of Joshua Kimmich at Bayern Munich, and he's looking at Marco Verratti, having failed to get in Moise Caicedo, Lavia, all Declan Rice. He's now looking at Marco Verratti to initiate him into that midfield of Bayern Munich. So I don't know whether Erik ten Hag will obviously try to convince Marco Verratti to join Man United, but I think the destination is really the subject matter, and it's going to be the Premier League. I think Marco Verratti would love to obviously come to the Premier League, because Casemiro came in at Manchester United at the age of 30, and guess what the season he had. I think I would love to see Marco Verratti at Man United, but not him alone, alongside Sofiane Amrabat. We need another youthful midfielder such that we balance up the two. As Sofiane Amrabat and Casemiro fading out, that means you're obviously welcoming in as Casemiro and Marco Verratti are phasing out, you are having Sofiane Amrabat in his late 20s and Kobe Menu in his early 20s ganging up to obviously win the midfield battles and obviously take us to the levels we want to be as Manchester United. That is it. Coming in from El Lipiqui from France, very credible source. Now, today morning, we had a story being broken by this guy known as Alex Nixon. You know, Alex Nixon confirmed us that C.Palace are set to make a move to sign Dean Henderson. Remember, Dean Henderson doesn't want to be at Manchester United. He wants to be getting regular playing time. Having missed out on a chance to play for or to sign for Nottingham Forest, because Nottingham went in for this Arsenal guy, former Arsenal goalkeeper, that is Matana. He has gone ahead to decide to obviously go to Crystal Palace and obviously play the game of football there. So after him putting out that story, even Fabrizio Romano came up and obviously told us the following: that Manchester United are exploring the market for a new second goalkeeper, with 2 out of 3 names being considered. Dean Henderson still expected to leave, with Crystal Palace now interested to replace Guaita. Now, this is a very big story for me, and I'm happy, very much elated to the brim. Do you know why? Sorry about that. I think we need more money. We need some good money in. If they can get us £20 million, 25 for this guy, that means we can easily get in Sofiane Amrabat as sub. I think Ten Hag is going to realize that it might take long for Man United to get in money for Donny van de Beek and Brandon Williams plus Scott McTominay, and to top up on the 15 million euros that we have from Galatasaray that saw them pay for Fred. It looks like we need to sell Dean Henderson as sub, and I think we can get in £20 million plus £10 million of add-ons, and we obviously finance the deal of Dean Henderson and the deal of Sofiane Amrabat and maybe Marco Verratti. So Manchester United is really in the queue to get these players in, and they want to obviously sell players to leave the club. Dean Henderson doesn't want to be at the club of Manchester United, and looks like Ten Hag also doesn't want him to be the club manager because of his big ego, and Ten Hag doesn't deal with players who are really egoistic. So for this lad, he deserves to go where he's going to obviously play what we call regular football. Crystal Palace will be a very good place for him. He's going to be a first-team goalkeeper, and maybe things might happen well for him in a nick of time. After that, let's talk about Erik Ten Hag. He's still spitting fire after our loss to Tottenham Hotspur that saw us lose by 2-0. Ten Hag says the meaning of the first goal is so important. It started just before halftime. We collected 3 unnecessary bookings. We said keep focus, keep the front foot, keep proactive. There was a big chance from Anthony. We didn't collapse. So Ten Hag is not really talking about us collapsing, but I think we collapsed. The moment the players start to be petulant, they are collapsing. I know why Ten Hag is saying this in the media. He doesn't want to criticize his players in the limelight. But I know in the dressing room, Ten Hag was really fuming. And I know he's going to make them run more and more and more, because that's what Ten Hag is all about. And I would like to confirm tomorrow in the news about how Ten Hag is going to deal with this. And I know heads have to roll at Manchester United after what we've gone ahead to see as a very bad display for Man United, because we played well for the first 30 minutes of the game against Spurs, but after those minutes we down tools, and his players are really good at that. That's why we need to bring in players who really have a different mentality all together. So guys, your thoughts on to Verratti to United transfer battle are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Dean Henderson to Crystal Palace deal progressing and advancing? And lastly, do you think Erik Ten Hag is right that we never collapsed? To me, I think we collapsed. So I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Lau Fikum. It's a Monday, and let's get set for work.